mother in the house.
Hi.
Caissie Levy, so good to see you.
So good to see you.
Do you
too.
feel like you're like the mother of Broadway? I mean,
Oh my gosh.
it's rare to get a role. I mean, you're obviously a mom in real life, but you're playing mother with a capital M.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's a pretty fabulous role. It's a very exciting spot and a very wonderful time.
But you also just have a great, like, just mother energy. I'm into it.
Thanks. Well,
Yeah.
I am a mom. I feel like I mother everyone in my life, including myself. So, yeah, I'm really leaning hard into the role.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually thinking about it. Ever since your wild days as Elsa, you've been on a real mom kick,
I have.
right? Because
Yeah.
Carolina Change, Leopoldstadt, Next to Normal, that was great. I mean, they're all great. And then now you're a mother. I mean, do you have any like desire to play like a fun single gal or like the
Yes.
fun aunt or like?
Yes, I still hope there's time for some of those parts. But yeah, it's just the way it's worked out, you know? I mean, I think I did play a mother in Murder Ballad before Frozen. That was the first mother role I played. And that was right after I did Les Mis, which was like priming me, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm definitely in my mother era. Yeah.
So how is the long run feeling? You're up at the Vivian Beaumont, like the most beautiful. My parents just saw the show and I dropped them off there. It's just walking into that theater. It's like it just feels like an event. But you're in the long run. You're doing the show. You're in the rhythm of it. How do you feel right now in the run, and how do you sort of take care of yourself?
I mean, it's an ongoing thing. I feel like it evolves all the time. I'm someone who really loves a long run. I like the routine of it. I like having to show up somewhere every day and figure out my way through and learn new things about a piece and like sit with a character for a while. I've always loved that about doing Broadway shows, probably why I've stuck around as long as I have. And I, you know, the balancing act of it all is, there just is no balancing. I'm probably in the most hectic phase of my life as a human. I have 2 young kids.
How old?
Isaiah's 10 and Tallulah's 5.
Okay, right.
And
In the thick of it.
Yeah, really in the thick of it. They're like just out of baby phase and starting to become, they're real people, you know, and they have real problems and real needs, and they're hilarious, and they're still little enough that they really need their mom around, but they're also like becoming really independent. And David, my husband, is like, thank God for him, best partner ever, but we are just constantly running is what it feels like. And so not to complain about it, just to like name that it's a season of life where I really am mother on stage and off, and I do have to like parent myself, as I said a minute ago. Like on the days that feel hard, I have to really like talk to myself the way I would talk to my kids and say like, you just have to get through this next hour, or you just need to work on this one moment that's feeling challenging right now, and it will ebb and flow, and some days feel easy and some days feel hard, and that's sort of the beauty of being on Broadway, you know? It's the challenge and the joy of it at the same time.
There are certain performers who I've been able to see their entire Broadway career just because of how long I've been doing this, and you're one of them, and so it's always exciting to see that career grow. And this was an interesting season because this was the moment when you very publicly sort of told the world, like, yes, I am an actress with all these goals and dreams, but also, hey, I have a life outside of this, because you know, you obviously were attached to the Lost Boys musical. I'm very fortunate I got to see you do the role twice because I got to see some readings of it. And right after Ragtime opened, the original plan was you would do Ragtime and then you would go and do the Lost Boys. And literally right now, you would be in the final stages of putting together a huge Broadway musical and just getting ready for opening night. So that it was a very, and you very publicly came out and you said, look, my family needs me. I'm doing this, you know, I'm split between 2 things, and I just have to put sort of priority over here and stay with Ragtime. Was that a difficult moment for you? And how do you feel about sort of what I'm saying about, like, you know, an actress obviously has her own sort of goals and path, but you have life at the same time. How does it all feel for you now that you sort of have it in the background?
I feel so fortunate that things have unfolded the way they have, because it was the right thing, not just for me, but for my dear friend Shoshana Bean and the whole company of the Lost Boys, that they get to have her, and that I get to stay with my Ragtime family, and that Marcus and James and Patrick were so amazing, along with Michael Arden, about this need that I had. And it is a strange thing to sort of, it's that word balance again, but like, yeah, you do as an actor have these hopes and goals and dreams, and you work really hard to pursue them and to do the right thing and to do the creative thing. And then there is life that happens around that. And my favorite and most important role is a mother to my 2 kids. And my kids, it was a tough few months, you know, and so you make those decisions, and I do think it all worked out the way it should. You know, I was watching your interview with Nichelle, my sweet friend Nichelle, and I was so proud of her speaking her piece about getting the role of Sarah, because she said, you know, what is for you will not pass you by. And I think she's so right about that. In life and work, with our families, I think things tend to shake down as they should. It doesn't mean things aren't difficult.
Sure.
Or that you have to miss out on something to get something else, but I'm really grateful the way it's all turned out, and I think it's just right, and I'm very lucky to be where I am.
I also was looking back on some of our old interviews, and when I interviewed you while you were doing Frozen, which was also a very big part of your life.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about your son just knew you as Elsa.
Yeah.
Like there was literally like a period of time. So I mean, it is a real choice to have to sort of navigate all of that.
Oh, totally. Yeah, the first 3 years of his life, I was Elsa. He just thought I was Elsa. That was my job.
Yeah.
So when I started playing other roles, he was like, what's happening? I don't understand. So, yeah, and he still will tell people, my mom was the first Elsa on Broadway. I'm like, babe, we can move on. I need to like brief him on the PR of it all and give him some other talking points. But, you know, once you're Elsa, you're Elsa forever in your kids' eyes.
and the first one to get to do that incredible Elsa transformation on stage.
Oh, it was
the
amazing.
Let It Go moment. I mean, I remember the first time I saw Jonathan Groff in the audience, and he was like losing his mind at intermission because it had just happened. And where did they go out of town? In
Denver.
Denver, yes,
Yep.
yes, yes. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
what is happening?
The crew guys at the St. James, it's all down to them. They were pulling that dress off me every day. It was a real team effort. Man, it was a lot of work.
Have you seen all the like Instagrams and TikToks of the fails of women doing that moment?
Yes, my
You
heart
just feel
instantly, I feel connected to all the Elsas all over the world.
It must feel like I kind of invented that moment, guy.
I mean, I had a hand in it. But it's fun too because I still get people's videos of their kids singing Let It Go, you know, and that means a lot to me. I'm sure Adina can say the same thing and will forever for the rest of time. And, you know, I'll never stop singing that song. So it's a cool club to be in for sure.
It's also, you know, there's another type of actress, or maybe another time that's not now, where the choice to leave something like Lost Boys would have just been like maybe a press release came out and said like, no, she's no longer attached to the show. But you were very open. And is it very natural for you to be personal and sort of exposing like that? I mean... No,
I would say I tend to be a little more private. But I think the way that we get our information now, and like the age of social media, it made me be braver to just be truthful and super honest about it. And I honestly did not anticipate that people would be supportive. I don't know why, because people have only ever really been supportive of my work, and I felt nothing but love from our Broadway community, but I was really nervous about saying that. But, you know, the various folks involved really felt it should come from me, and they were totally right. And the fact that people rallied behind me and supported Ragtime and supported Lost Boys and supported me was just the most surprising, like, beautiful. I found that really moving. And, yeah, it speaks to, I think, how invested people are in the Broadway community and in live theater and in that like one-to-one transfer of energy.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love theater, is for the same reason I guess that people resonate with those videos when people speak to the camera, and like even though that's not like my default, I can see why it connected with people, and I felt my shoulders drop instantly too. So I'm really glad for the way it all happened, and I think I'm getting better at just being more open in that way.
It also just speaks to how you've always presented yourself. You know what I mean? People like you.
Yeah, you know, and I like them. It's like there's nothing like theater people. You know, every time I go and do like a little stint on TV or something, which is always fun when they let me, it's such a different universe. And like that's the thing about theater. It's about the people. It's a team sport, and that appeals to me so much. Like in my personal life, in my professional life, it's like why I want to be in a rehearsal room with people. It's why I love working with directors and music directors, and why I love singing. It's like, it's about something bigger than just you. It's not a solo adventure.
Right.
So it's wonderful to be able to like look back on all these experiences and have people support you along the way.
There's also a stereotype about Canadians being nice, and it just ends up being true.
I know, Canadians are
it's
really
so
nice.
annoying.
I mean, I know some that aren't, but mostly we're pretty good. We're pretty good folks up there.
Speaking of your life up in Canada, you talk about how you came from a very Jewish family, right? And obviously you've explored Jewish roles in Carolina Change, Leopoldstadt. Now you're the polar opposite. You're this WASP lady up in Westchester.
Yeah. It's so funny. I mean, I feel so lucky that I get to kind of swing on both ends of the spectrum, because I always said, like, early on in my career, I could not get an audition for Fiddler on the Roof. Like, I was like, please let me play a Jewish character. And then I got to do 2 in a row with Caroline and Leopoldstadt. And that was just so new for me.
Yeah.
And it felt really cool to be able to bring so much of my upbringing to the stage. And now to play the other end of that again is really refreshing and wonderful, because it's such a complicated time we're living in. And the themes of Ragtime are so important now more than ever. And I know we love to say now more than ever about revivals, but I mean, my goodness, with Ragtime, it really is the only thing to say.
Right.
So yeah, it's been really fascinating to be on the other side of that.
By the way, it is funny how they always say that about revivals. And sometimes when you look
I
back,
know.
you just kind of go like, why was that one so relevant at that time? But I feel like this one's going to really track, even when we look back
Yeah, I
many
think
years
so.
from now.
I think that phrase is allowed for this instance. Yeah.
Another emotional topic, if you don't mind. You posted this beautiful thing on Instagram about a line you say in the show about your brother. Oh my God, that killed me. Yeah, Caissie, you can't do it to me. I'm just like scrolling, and then I stop, and I'm just like thinking about that. So you say a line in the show. Can you tell me what the line is?
Yeah, I might cry also because Andrew Rannells was at the show last night, and I could see him in the audience, and he was right in front of where I say that, and he was very, very close with Gavin. So yeah, there's a moment in the second act where younger brother has had a huge falling out with father and leaves, and it's implied therefore that we have no relationship really moving forward from that point. And I say I'm missing someone very badly, my brother. And I often think of Gavin. And it's funny that, like, this is another example of sort of being transparent on social media in a way that I'm not used to, but that was just like my friend's photograph, Emil's photo came up, and I was like, oh God, this is what this moment is. And I didn't even think about it. And I think I posted it before I went to bed. And the next day when I woke up and saw the response to it, I was like, gosh, why did I share that? But it's just the truth. I just think about Gavin in that moment, and it makes me so sad that he didn't get to see this production. And, you know, he didn't get to see Next to Normal. Him and Will were going to come and surprise me in London, and they couldn't because Gavin got sick. And I remember when he said, hey, we weren't going to tell you this, but we had planned to get on a plane. And, you know, so I like to think that he's still out there, you know, in the rafters or out in the audience, like blessing us, you know, and watching over us.
You're very tied to Gavin in my head, because I feel like the first time I met you, he was in the room because of when you did hair with him, and that was like sort of the first big moment. If I can ask you, I know Gavin is someone you will hold close to your heart the rest of your life and share stories of. If you were going to tell a story maybe to your kids about Gavin that really encapsulated who he was, can you think of something?
I mean, I'm lucky that Isaiah got to know him and got to see his silly side. That's my favorite part of memories of Gavin. I'm sure you have your own stash in your brain, but like, I just loved being backstage with him. Nobody could lead a company like Gavin, you know, and he really he always struck the perfect balance of motivating the company and also making us laugh and kind of release the nerves. And that's what he did time and time again during hair. He just put a smile on everybody's face. So for me, it's him like dancing around and being an idiot that instantly comes to mind, but also seeing him at his piano playing some of his own music that he wrote, that will always be like a religious experience for me. And that's how I picture him in his house with his dog and at his piano singing songs.
It's funny how you said silly stories, because he came in to do a show people interview with me, and he had a plastic bag with him of wigs. And he said, can I just every once in a while change my wig? And every time we cut to me, I'll have a different wig on. That's what we did. So that interview,
he wasn't well, was he?
Yeah, that's
in the best way. That's classic. That's perfect.
So now that this is your 9th Broadway show,
Yeah.
Ragtime, you're going through August, right? It's now extended through August. What has this experience done in terms of how you look at your career moving forward?
I don't know. I feel like every role that has come my way has not been something that I've premeditated or like planned or reached for exactly. I've always had these big picture goals, you know, but I think the main thing that's always mattered to me is just to continue to work.
Yeah.
And this is another example of that, you know. I mean, Ragtime was one of the shows I saw as a young person that like made me want to do theater.
Sure.
So in that way, it feels super full circle. As far as what comes next, I don't know. And I kind of love the not knowing. I feel like I've gotten the chance to do some new work and some revivals, and I hope that continues, you know? Like as I change and evolve, different things become interesting to me. And I would say the main thing is the relationships. It's like now I'm at a phase where there's just people that I'm dying to work with, and people that I want to create stuff with, people that I want to work with again and again, like my dear Brandon Uranowitz.
Sure, I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I basically want to do everything with him.
Have you thought of any things to do together?
I mean, eventually a fiddler moment would be fun, but you know.
Book it.
We want to wait like a solid 15, 20 years.
Okay.
So maybe there's something before that. We really love the idea of playing George and Dot, but I would be George and he would be Dot.
I mean, I thought immediately Santa Parker George, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been kind of workshopping that in our dressing room backstage, chatting about that and how cool that could be.
Can you send me a voice note of you singing Finishing the Hat? Because I need that in my life. I need a Caissie Levy Finishing the Hat.
I mean, that would be like the honor. But you know, we've got a West End production coming up, so it'll be some
you gotta
time.
get in line for some of these revivals.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. But like then there's people like Joshua Henry, who I've been, you know, adjacent to for so long, and now that I get to do a show with him 8 shows a week and witness that gift and just the human he is, I want to do a million more things with him too. You know, I want to make music with him. There's directors and there's composers that I'm just like dying to work with. So I just hope that continues. I think that's like the main goal, is just to keep going. You know, half the battle of being a theater person and a Broadway person and working over and over is just not quitting, not letting yourself walk away. Even when it's hard and exhausting. It's because you just don't know what's around the corner. And that's what's exciting about this wild business we're in.
Is there a chance we're going to get to see you do Next to Normal again?
I don't know.
There's video and a cast album of it, but...
I mean, I'm so grateful for that pro shot. That was never something that was on our radar. We did not know going into the West End run that we would have that.
Yeah.
So that has been like the hugest gift. The fact that people love it so much, and you know, I get messages about it daily from fans and colleagues alike. So I would love to say it's not over, but I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
I will always be open to revisiting it, but I'm so grateful it's been preserved.
Yeah, there's only so much control an actress has, right?
Truly, like
yeah,
there's only so much control any of us have over anything. That's actually the nice part about continuing on and being in this phase of life and being a mom and playing a mother. I think it's what I'm dealing with as the role of mother nightly. I think it's life happens around you, and it's like how you react to it and what choices you make when you're faced with something difficult. And that's what I love about this character is she faces everything head on, and she tells the truth. And sometimes that's really messy and difficult, but ultimately it's for the greater good. And I guess that's just also what I'm trying to do with my career and as a mom and a wife and a friend, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful work. It's beautiful. I just can't wait to see the next 10 Broadway shows.
Thanks, Paul.
Keep following.
Thanks for being always there for me and like cheering me on. It means a lot.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.